Everyone sees promotions, titles, and LinkedIn posts, but no one really talks about the confusion, visa stress, and self-doubt. If you're trying to build career in data or analytics in US, this video is for you. If I can do it, you can too. Hey, I'm Sumit, and I recently got promoted to manager, so I work as a manager in data analytics and visualization. And today, I want to share my career journey, not the polished version. Because a lot of you have been DMing me and asking me how I got here, what I studied, what worked, and honestly, what didn't. So let's dive right into it. In 2019, I landed in US for my master's in business intelligence and analytics. I was excited, but also completely overwhelmed. New country, new education system, pressure to perform, and zero clarity about what's coming next. And a funny thing behind it is, as soon as I landed, I couldn't understand a single word the people around me are saying. It was weird. As soon as I landed on the airport, the immigration officer, I had a hard time understanding him, but I already practiced a lot of questions that people usually ask in the immigration, so that was not that hard. But then I went to the airport. It was hard to understand what the taxi drivers are saying. It was hard to communicate and ask people like, hey, this is where I want to go. And it was a wild ride, but we made it, and here we are. In 2020, a role opened at St. Joseph's University, where I was doing my master's for a Tableau developer. And it was a mix of developing some pipeline in Python, SQL, and Tableau development, but mainly my role was to develop Tableau dashboards. So I applied for that position, interviewed for that position. They sent me a dashboard to build. They asked me if I can improve it and things like that. And at that point, I didn't know much about Tableau. I was just starting with it. So, tutorials in the night and trial and error in the day. That was my life at that point. But the dashboard that I built for them, they really liked it and how I presented that dashboard. So I got the role, and the professors that were managing that project were very, very, very helpful. And what I am today, I'm so thankful for them. Like, whatever I am today is because of them. They helped me grow. They took my hand wherever I was struggling and pushed me forward. So I graduated in 2021, and it was right after COVID, so not a lot of opportunities, especially for international students. But I got lucky enough and got an internship at Cooper University Healthcare. Again, my professor referred me over there. And I was also applying, so I got a full-time offer and I took it. But that wasn't a really good fit. And a lot of people don't talk about it and reflect on it, but I wanted to talk about it. I felt stuck. I was doubting myself, wondering if I made the right decision. And then I worked in that company for a month, and then I decided that I'm going to leave that position because that was not for me. I was not getting the right support, and it was overwhelming for me. I was working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and was still not able to get a lot of things done. So I finally decided to leave that position. Then, again, I went back to my professor and asked her for her help. And luckily enough, she got an email from IgonX that, hey, they are looking for a data engineer and a Tableau developer. And she was confident looking at my profile that I would be a great fit for that role. And I was also looking for something in Tableau development or in data visualization. So she referred me over there, and I got an interview. They looked at my Tableau public profile. I'm telling you guys, build your Tableau public profile. It really helps. They looked at my Tableau public profile and they loved it. And they asked me if I can come and interview with them. So there was a first phone call, and after that they asked me if I can come in the office for official interview. So on phone they just asked me about my experience and things like that. So it went well. Then I went to the office. I was nervous, and I was very nervous. You could really see it on my face. But as soon as I entered the office building, people were very welcoming. They asked a lot of personal questions about me and made me very comfortable. That's where I know, hey, this is a good company and good environment to work in. And I felt like I will get enough support that I really needed in my early stage of career. So there were two people who interviewed me. With one person, it went well. I answered all the questions and everything was good. With the other person, oh boy, that was something. So right after the interview, I went outside and I was waiting for the Uber, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get this job, because a lot of questions that the person asked me I couldn't answer. But I was like, okay, it's fine. And remember, at that point, I already left my other job. I already submitted 2 weeks notice over there, like, hey, I'm leaving. when even I don't have the offer from the other company. I was like, okay, I'll sit at home, apply, and get another job instead of just suffering in my current job. So when I was waiting for the Uber, I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna get this job. But then while riding back home in the Uber, I had an idea, like, hey, the question that he asked me, I couldn't answer him right away. But what if I send him an email saying like, hey, these are the questions that you have asked, and I researched on it, and these are my answers. Sorry I couldn't answer during the interview, but if you'd like to consider me, here are the answers. And luckily enough, right after that email, the next day in the morning, they sent me an offer letter like, hey, we are very pleased and this is what we are offering to you. I was like, whoa! I was very happy at that time. I cannot describe the feeling. I was so miserable at one point, and like within seconds, I'm like happy. Man. At Icon-X, I didn't magically become great. I worked hard, I failed, I rebuilt the dashboards, and most important of all, I learned the business, not just a tool. And I'm telling you, that's going to help you in a long way. Learning a tool is an easy thing. Anyone can do it. But learning the business is where you're gonna outshine the other people. So make sure you understand the business before you understand the tool. There has to be balance. You obviously need to know the tool, but understand the business too. And I did struggle a lot during my initial phase at Icon-X too. Like, I knew the tool, but I didn't know the business. So it was like a wild ride at Icon-X too. But I was delivering on time. And my immediate manager, she helped me a lot to grow in this role. And I'm very thankful for her. And during the initial day, I was asking a lot of questions. That gave me an edge, because like asking questions is going to help you learn quicker. Like if you're gonna sit around and struggle by yourself, that's not gonna take you anywhere. Trust me. If you have a doubt and if you're struggling with something, just go to someone. They are experienced enough. They are your manager for a reason. They know. And if you go and ask them, they will give you the answer within minutes. And the experience that I had at SJU taught me that, hey, if you are struggling at something for more than 30 minutes, you're not gonna get the answer. So just go and ask someone. It's been 4.5 years since I'm working at Icon-X. I joined back in 2021. If I remember correctly, 16th August 2021 was my first day at Icon-X. And after 2.5 years, back in 2024, I got promoted to senior consultant. And I'm very happy to announce now that starting January 2026, I will be a manager. So 6 years in the United States, came as a student, joined Icon-X in 2021, and within 4.5 years, from consultant to senior consultant to a manager. I don't know what to say. But I'm happy. Yeah. And in 2026, my goal is to grow in this role. Not because of the title, but because I want to lead the people who are exactly where I once was. A lot of you have been asking me for a roadmap. What to learn, how to apply, and how to think beyond tools. I'm planning a separate video on that, so don't forget to subscribe. And I will make a separate video on it pretty soon. And finally, if this video helped you or you felt relatable, please let me know in the comments. If you are on the similar journey, you're not late. You're just getting started. And I'll see you in the next video.